Later that evening, the president told his communications team he was unhappy with the press coverages of Comey's termination and ordered them to go out and defend him. The president also called Chris Christie, and later that evening, the president told his communications team he was unhappy with the press coverage of Comey's termination and ordered them to go out and defend him. The president also called Chris Christie and, according to Christie, said he was getting killed in the press over Comey's termination. The president asked what he should do. Christie asked, "Did you fire Comey because of what Rod wrote in the memo?" And the president responded, "Yes." Christie said that the president should get Rod out there and have him defend the decision. The president told Christie this was a good idea and said he was going to call Rosenstein right away. That night, the White House press office called the Department of Justice and said the White House wanted to put out a statement saying that it was Rosenstein's idea to fire Comey. Rosenstein told other DOJ officials that he would not participate in putting out a false story. The president then called Rosenstein directly and said he was watching Fox News, that the coverage had been great, and that he wanted Rosenstein to do a press conference. Rosenstein responded that this was not a good idea because if the press asked him, he would tell the truth, that Comey's firing was not his idea. Sessions also informed the White House counsel's office that evening that Rosenstein was upset that his memorandum was being portrayed as the reason for Comey's termination. In an unplanned press conference late in the evening of May 9, 2017, Spicer told reporters it was all Rosenstein, no one from the White House. It was a DOJ decision. That evening and the next morning, White House officials and spokespeople continued to maintain that the president's decision to terminate Comey was driven by the recommendations the president received from Rosenstein and Sessions. In the morning, on May 10, 2017, President Trump met with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak in the Oval Office. The media subsequently reported that during the May 10 meeting, the president brought up his decision the prior day to terminate Comey, telling Lavrov and Kislyak, "I just fired the head of the FBI. He was crazy, a real nut job. I faced great pressure because of Russia. That's taken off. I'm not under investigation." The president never denied making those statements, and the White House did not dispute the account, instead issuing a statement that said, "By grandstanding and politicizing the investigation into Russia's actions, James Comey created unnecessary pressure on our ability to engage and negotiate with Russia. The investigation would have always continued, and obviously the termination of Comey would not have ended it. Once again, the real story is that our national security has been undermined by the leaking of private, highly classified information." Hicks said that when she told the president about the reports on his meeting with Lavrov, he did not look concerned and said of Comey, "He is crazy." When McCann asked the president about his comments to Lavrov, the president said it was good that Comey was fired because that took the pressure off by making it clear that he was not under investigation, so he could get more work done. The same morning on May 10, 2017, the president called McCabe. According to a memorandum McCabe wrote following the call, the president asked McCabe to come over to the White House to discuss whether the president should visit FBI headquarters and make a speech to employees. The president said he had received hundreds of messages from FBI employees indicating their support for terminating Comey. The president also told McCabe and Comey should not have been permitted to travel back to D.C. on the FBI's airplane after he had been terminated, and that he did not want Comey in the building again, even to collect his belongings. When McCabe met with the president that afternoon, the president, without prompting, told McCabe that people in the FBI loved the president, estimated that at least 80% of the FBI had voted for him, and asked McCabe who he had voted for in the 2016 presidential election. In the afternoon of May 10, 2017, Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Sanders spoke to the president about his decision to fire Comey and then spoke to reporters in a televised press conference. Sanders told reporters that the president, the Department of Justice, and bipartisan members of Congress had lost confidence in Comey, and most importantly, the rank and file of the FBI had lost confidence in their director. Accordingly, the president accepted the recommendation of his Deputy Attorney General to remove James Comey from his position. In response to questions from reporters, Sanders said that Rosenstein decided on his own to review Comey's performance and that Rosenstein decided on his own to come to the president on Monday, May 8th to express his concerns about Comey. When a reporter indicated that the vast majority of FBI agents supported Comey, Sanders said, "Look, we've heard from countless members of the FBI that say different things." Following the press conference, Sanders spoke to the president, who told her she had done a good job and did not point out any inaccuracies in her comments. Sanders told the office that her reference to hearing from countless members of the FBI was a slip of tongue. She also recalled that her statement in a separate press interview that rank-and-file FBI agents had lost confidence in Comey was a comment she made in the heat of the moment that was not founded on anything. Also on May 10, 2017, Sessions and Rosenstein each spoke to McCann and expressed concern that the White House was creating a narrative that Rosenstein had initiated the decision to